Hey, everybody, welcome to an emergency podcast of 13 Rings, an NFC East podcast. Though it might become 14 rings soon because, despite my dismay, the Philadelphia Eagles get to go to the Super Bowl against the winner of the AFC, which is yet to be determined because we are recording directly after the Eagles, and my chagrin, mollywopped the Commanders. Maurice, GG's. I've already said what I needed to say to you off the audio because what I said can't be on audio.
Yes.
We are a family-friendly network. But good game. I hate y'all. That's about it. You talk about how you know what? Can I go first?
Sure, go ahead.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I've said all along we need to control the time of possession. I feel like we did that decently. I haven't looked at the stats yet. Maybe let me pull that up real quick. But we need to control the turnovers. We surely did not do that. 4 turnovers, 3 fumbles, 1 INT. The INT, Jaden was pressing for points. Look, any quarterback's going to make is going to, like, when you press for points, you're going to be more susceptible to turnovers. I don't even really hate, like, it happens. I thought the game was already lost at that point, so that one doesn't even really matter, right? So we look at, like, turnovers here, though. Let's just look at turnovers. You know, you had 3 fumbles. De'Ami Brown, fumbleitis in Philly again. Second time in 3 games that he's had a fumble. Austin Eckler, who has been pretty short-handed all season, fumble. Jeremy Nichols, same thing, fumble. Those were real momentum killers. Any chance that we had, those fumbles really killed our chances. We left 21 points out on the board. No matter, I mean, we still lost, but, like, you know, that's a 21-point swing. And who knows? Maybe we would have scored on those drives that we didn't turn it over. Who knows, right?
Yeah.
So kudos to you for guys having a kudos to your coaching staff for making sure that you guys know how to hit out the ball, because that's what happened here. You guys have really good hands when it comes to that. And I hate to say this because this is gonna I did a question of the week and it kind of ruins it, but I'm gonna just rephrase it for when we do the podcast before this game. Jalen Hurts was made into a passer. He made us pay. I don't know what else. Like, look, we thought he was going to be injured. He did not look injured. Now, we'll see what happens to your O-line in the Super Bowl. That's going to be big. But, like, dude, look, Jaden Daniels, look, we had a very special season. There's no denying that. Jaden Daniels did not lose us this game. It was actually some of the veterans. De'Ami Brown, Austin Eckler, Jeremy Nichols have multiple years of experience in the NFL. All had fumbles. That's not good. We still, and like, people forget that we're still in year 1 of a rebuild. We have a lot of cap space. No, you laugh, but, like, seriously, we have a lot of cap space still, and we're gonna have some picks.
Well, let me jump in here and say something.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Before I gloat about my Eagles, I'm going to say once again, GG's, and I'm going to say this: you guys were way ahead of schedule.
Yeah, we are.
Way ahead of schedule, and like you mentioned many times, you were playing with easy money here. Mm-hmm. This was not supposed to happen for you guys. Now you guys have made an impact. You know who your quarterback is, and I agree with you. Jaden Daniels did not lose his game. I thought Jaden Daniels had a great game. Yeah, he did a little. He had to do too much. Real quick, threw for 29 for 48. That's a lot for Jaden.
That's Daniels. A lot. That's a lot to ask any quarterback, especially.
But they were trying to come back.
Yeah.
Yeah, but overall, your team, you should be very happy about your team, Lucas. You should be very proud.
There's a lot of positives here. We played really well. We were not ready for the moment. We weren't. I feel like we got a little bit too excited after that Detroit win with that locker room stuff with KD. And I even saw Jaden put up a smile at one point, which made me a little nervous. But that, like we said, it's not his fault. But, like, look, this team still has a lot of turnover to do. But the good news is, and I'll save this more for the pod, but, like, we're just doing an emergency quick little pod here. But, like, we're probably not going to lose anybody like when I say not lose anybody, I mean like our coaching staff or our front office. Like the last GM spot has already been filled, so we're not going to lose Lance Newmark. And there's only one coaching vacancy left, which is the Saints. And I don't see why Joe Witt or Cliff Kingsbury would want to go to New Orleans with Derek Carr and Spencer Rattler. Like, what's the appeal? They don't even have like the highest draft pick, so like they're not getting a quarterback. So I don't see the appeal. But go ahead and gloat. By the way, kudos for you guys tying. I think is it tying or breaking a playoff record with the 7?
Yeah, they tied
rushing
it
touchdowns. Yeah, tied.
with the 1940 Bears.
That's impressive during a playoff run.
Yes, that was very impressive. Overall, I thought this team played outstanding football today. Some little things we got to work on, and some injuries we got to keep an eye on for the next 2 weeks. But overall,
yeah,
Gainwell had a concussion. But overall, this was an amazing win. Keep in mind, this is a divisional opponent, so there's some familiarity going on there. But overall,
we're gonna remember this. We're gonna remember that show gloating at the end with that extra touchdown that was unnecessary.
Well, he broke a I want to say a 50 or 60 yarder. I don't know.
59. It was 59.
59.
Yeah.
He broke it. They couldn't stop him. He actually ran out of gas at the end there. I mean, he could.
Will Shipley's built like a fullback, by the way. He's not a running back. He's a fullback in a disguised running back.
Out of Clemson. Yep. Yeah, but at that point, the defense was trying. Shout out Frankie Louvu. I'm still not the biggest fan of him, but he's a tough player, man. He's a tough player.
Yeah, Frankie's definitely a franchise builder.
A lot of teams would love to have a Frankie Louvu on their team. But overall, let me get back to my team.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, I think I made this point on the pod a couple of weeks ago, maybe last week. I said if Jalen Hurts passed for 225 and Saquon ran for 125, Eagles will have a great chance of winning this game because I have a lot of faith in their defense. That's pretty much what happened. Hurts passed for 248. Saquon ran for 118. He left a lot there on the field. But overall, the disparity in talent from the Eagles to the Commanders really showed tonight.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. We're in a year one of a rebuild.
I know. You guys went way farther than no one expected. And it's cool to you guys for that. Mm-hmm. But, we have the experience. We've been here before. This is our second Super Bowl trip in 3 years. I got to give I got to give a shout out to the organization. Shout out Jeffrey Lurie. Shout out Holly Rosen for an amazing offseason. And shout out Nick Sirianni. And I talked about Nick Sirianni at the beginning of the season. And I said, and you remember, if the Eagles don't get out of the first or second round, Sirianni could go. Now, he's proven that's all to be wrong. He's a great coach. I think he's in that upper echelon of coaches now. Even if he's not a coordinator himself, I think that he's proven by bringing 2 teams to a Super Bowl, specifically after last season where they had a major collapse.
Mm-hmm.
He rebuilt this team. Well, maybe not rebuild, but
he didn't rebuild. It was, let's be clear, who rebuilt the team.
Yeah, they brought in one great coordinator, Vic Fangio, and they brought in Kellen Moore, who's done the job. I will give him that. He's done the job. And
he's done enough.
This franchise is set to be contenders for a while. They're going to be contenders for a while, and this is a great win. This is a great win, and I don't know where to begin. I picked this team to go 13-4. They went 14-3. I knew they were going to be good. A lot of people thought this team was going to be good. They had way too much talent tonight.
You have the best talent in the NFL. Let's be clear. On paper, you guys have the most talented roster, okay?
Yes, and that's why I'm confident in whoever we play in the Super Bowl.
I'm sure you would be after this win. I mean, goodness gracious.
Now, let me just say this real quick, because there's still some doubters out there there were some doubters about Sirianni. There were some doubters about Jalen Hurts.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I keep saying this, and when I did Philly Cooking with Maurice, and Zach made this point, no, it's just not about Jalen Hurts just being a winner. Jalen Hurts is a really good quarterback. And the worst possible scenario happened for you guys tonight. Jalen Hurts beat you with his arm.
Yeah, I didn't think he could. I did not think he could. He did. Kudos to him on that. Absolutely. Can he do it in the Super Bowl? That's the real question.
Well, he did it last time, so.
Well, he didn't finish the job last time.
True. That is true.
So I forgot to mention this earlier, and I'm sorry for interrupting, but two things. One, not only was it the turnovers, but it was the costly penalties. Mikey Samerskill with that late hit, not good. And okay, you could disagree with me on this, but whoever tears off the helmet should get the flag. Whoever tears off the helmet should get the flag.
I think the flag went to Lattimore because he was the aggressor.
I don't care. You tear off somebody's helmet, you should get a flag too. I'm not saying that Lattimore shouldn't have gotten flag, but dang it, you guys should have gotten one too. Okay? Because if you tear off a helmet, you're using more than enough force on that person. Okay?
That's fair.
Okay.
That's fair.
And also that cheap shot on Biotis from Jalen Carter, that was dirty. He punched him straight in the jaw, and ain't nobody see it.
Well, I mean, the referees go both ways because there was a pass interference on I want to say Goddard in the end zone that they did not call that.
Okay, they're not going to give that to a tight end against a small guy like, who was it, Jeremy Chin?
I think it was Lattimore.
Yeah, it was Lattimore. You're right. Yeah. Also, Lattimore cost us this game too. Got to call him out.
Yeah, he's a little bit of a high head.
Honestly, I don't want him back next year. He has not brought enough to us. I don't want him back.
We'll talk about that more in the pod.
Yeah, sure.
But I've always been confident in a one-on-one between AJ Brown and Marcus Lattimore. I've always been confident in that matchup. And one-on-one, Lattimore he can't defend AJ Brown. He just can't. But with that said, before
Are there many corners that can?
Well, we'll talk about that one for the pod. But we talk about the matchup, the Super Bowl matchup. But I like our chances in the Super Bowl. I'll say that, especially for AJ. Listen, this was a great game in many ways because the offense got rolling, and AJ was having a bad playoffs. He had a great game tonight. Dallas Goedert had a great game. It was a tight end versus tight end game. Ertz versus Goddard. Both of them had great games. Saquon Saquon started the game off with a game-breaking run. I mean, that pretty much started the game, to kick the game off. Am I right?
Look, it was the Diami fumble that really screwed us over at the beginning. Well, actually, no. It was the Luke McCaffrey muff punt. As soon as that happened, I'm like, okay. I mean, not punt, kickoff return. That's when I knew we were in trouble because we weren't focused. So I'm not even going into all that.
Well, both from a momentum standpoint, when your objective, your number one objective is to stop the run, and you've been bad stopping the run all season, and the guy really rips off a 60-yard run to begin the game, that's got to be breaking mentally for any defense.
Well, yeah, that too. That did not help. But that was that was after the. Well, let's go back to that because before that play, we had converted 2 4th downs in a row, and it was like a 4th and 3, 4th and 4, and we went for the field goal. And we had already gone for 4th and 5 before. So tell me why we went for the field goal versus continuing to go for it on 4th down. Did Dan Quinn not want to did not want to tempt the gods, the football gods? I don't know. It just did not make sense to me. Keep on going for it. If you're having success on 4th down, which we had pretty good success against you guys on 4th down for the most part early on in the game. Why not keep on going for it?
I actually agree. That one did throw me off a little bit. If you're going to be aggressive, be
Continue
aggressive.
to be aggressive.
Yeah, continue to be aggressive. Go for it all game.
Yeah.
You have to lose.
Yeah. So, yeah. Like, we were on the 20-yard line. Like, why? Why? It's, that drove me nuts, too. So, just, look. The way I see it is everybody failed in this game besides Jaden Daniel on some level. That's the way I feel.
Well, okay.
That's the way I feel. Everybody
had,
could have done better besides Jaden Daniel. I
Birds
don't
had-
even, like I said, the interception, he threw it a little bit too high. Quignon made it a spectacular play.
Bay.
It didn't impact the result of the game.
Well,
it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. Besides Jada Daniels, Zach Ertz and Frankie Louvu both had great games.
Yeah.
That whole
Terry had a good game too.
That whole thing at the end with the defenses keep going for the encroachment, that was weird. I never saw that.
That was weird. I don't think that they were trying to encroach. I just think that they were like waiting for it. I don't know. That was weird.
That was weird. Yeah, but to wrap this up, we were 20 minutes in. To wrap this up, you guys still have a great future. For the Philadelphia Eagles, our time is now. The Eagles have been saying that their moniker for this playoffs is "Let's hunt," but we're going to be hunting in the Super Bowl. We're going to be hunting in New Orleans, and this time, I don't care if it's the Chiefs or the Bills. I think we have a great chance of winning, barring any chicanery going on with the referees. Besides that, I have very good faith in this team to win the Super Bowl this year. Great season so far for my team. As I'm saying this, I'm watching the celebration. They did not grease the poles. Uh, they're celebrating like they won a championship. Let's calm that down a little bit. We got one more game.
It's Philly. It's Philly.
There's one more game to go. We got one more left. Like I made in the final score post that you put up on 13 Rings on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Job's not finished. In the memory of Kobe Bryant on January 26th. Job's not finished.
Did you see what I posted as a result?
No, I did not.
It's a Scrubs reference.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see it now. Yeah. No, don't hate me. Don't hate me. Don't hate me.
I'm not trying to hate you.
I mean, for the sake of this podcast or our podcast.
Look. I care about you. You are one of my closest friends. But right at this moment, I am feeling like Buck Nasty from the Dave Chappelle thing where it's like, hate.
I get it, man. And if it was the other way around, I'd probably feel the same exact way.
I know you would. You got mollywopped like we did. Goodness gracious.
But hey, when the Sixers get to the finals one day, when we're still alive, we can come together and we can be happy.
I don't know. We might need to call AARP to get us out of our wheelchairs for that one.
Yeah, it might be. But anyway, finish this up. Great season so far for my Eagles. And I'm going to end this with Go Birds.
Maybe 14 rings will come around. We'll see.
We will see.
All right. Everybody, peace out until next time. Adios.
Peace.